Okay, well, we're going to get started. My name is Mark Sylvester, and I'm the CEO of introNetworks and the ambassador for edConnectr. We're the ones who created this network for you to use in support of Connected Educator Month. So what I would like to do, I'm going to go real quickly through uh, how the system works very, very fast for those who've not seen it before. Well, the first time that you log in, what you're going to do is you're going to see your profile. It's going to come up on the screen. Go ahead and fill out this page. And then this part, this is easy. The next part is really the fun part, which is where you're going to go in and look at your role. So you can see there's all different kinds of roles here. And then what your area of expertise is. So for instance, if I'm a producer, I would click that word and then I drag it to the box above. And where I place it, see the little number on the left? That's going to indicate how strong of a match to make. I think I showed this tip before. There's a little cool thing here. You can move this down. So if you really want to arrange these words, you can. However, one of the things you can do is you can stack all these words if you want. If they're all really important, you could go ahead and do that. So you're going to go through all four of these, and all of these words are all searchable. So I'll show you, I'm going to do something fun with search and show you how that works as well. All the way down to interests, which are a blend. You can see there's birding there and card playing and various things like that. All the way to professional and things having to do with education. Okay, when you're done with that, hit next. What happens? It's actually saving that on the fly. The next part of the profile, and these questions are optional, but I'd argue that they're really great to go and spend a couple of minutes answering these, and I'll show you how. I'll show you why. It's because people will get to learn a lot more about you. We do have a couple of drop downs here. So I'm going to show you two tricks today on how to use this information. Quality I value most in my colleagues, and then my favorite connected activity. That's the one we're going to look at today. And then we'll say next, and you can go ahead and put in a picture of yourself. Last week, we showed how to do a video. We do have the replays of those up on YouTube as well. When you're done with that, click Show My Connections. So now what this is going to do is it's going to give you this radial view. We call it the pin view. And you're in the center of the universe. So you can see all of the words that you just selected, and you can see your network and more information. And if you uploaded any pictures, there you can see my video. And we can see people arranged around me based on what we have in common. So this pin right here, Courtney, there's Jade, Joseph. So if I take Courtney, Courtney looks like closest pin. By the way, something I haven't shown is this trick, which is if you want to get in and really look close, and you can move this around. So if you want to investigate certain areas, I think this also would be a good time to let you know. People frequently ask why the pins are where they are, and all the pins in this area means I have a lot of I can help with in common with these people. So if I click Nancy, she says I can help with. Notice I have the 4 words there, meaning those are words that we have in common. And the weight of them, we don't show the number, but the weight of this means that her pin is going to be placed in the orange area. So if I'm looking for people who have similar interests to me, those are a lot of similar interests to me. Those are going to be all over here. And then the pin color, this is another thing that's kind of cool. If I just want to look at teachers, I can take and turn off all the other pins just like that, and it'll gradually get rid of all of them. So that's another way to isolate your view. Okay, and I just want to hold on something there. Where we go. Okay, so another trick you've got, if you don't need any of those, you can click this little button here, and you can collapse this, and that gives you a lot more screen real estate. Now, the primary thing that people are going to use this for is you're going to search. So if you are a high school teacher and you are looking for someone who could help you with at-risk students, and you're interested in astronomy, because that might be a kind of a fun thing to engage them with, click, just click those three buttons and hit search. Okay, and that's going to go. Now it's interesting. There's only one person who has that those three words, and this is someone named Ted. And we can see Ted, his role, where he could help, where he would like help, and then his interests. And we can also see some other information. He's from Maryland. So he didn't fill out any of the other questions, so we don't learn a lot about him, but he did match our search criteria. So let's do one other search. I'm going to show you the other pieces that you can use, which is the field. So we could search on words. So let's say we want high school teachers. Actually, let's go to middle school. Click on the word fields. And this is kind of like the building a playlist in iTunes where you can just add fields. So I'm going to come through and I can actually say, I want to see teachers in California, middle school teachers in California. All you have to do, just like that. So it's going to go through and show, look at that. There they are. Now, I don't want to have to roll over all of those pins, so I can get a list. And the list, one of the things you can do is you can search and sort those lists very easily, but we also have a map view, and we can collapse that map view as well. It's another trick. And so see, there we go. There's California, and I can zoom in on that, and it's going to show me everybody in California. Now, the last tip on search is to say, well, you know what, in California, but I want people that are within like 100 miles of me. So I just added that to my search. And now it's going to show me, and it reset the map. So here are all teachers that meet that criteria that are within 100 miles of me. Last thing, let's say that I'm going to use that search often. I'll save the search, and I'll say California high school teachers, and I'll save that. And I notice here I have saved searches. If I click this little pencil, I can edit that, and it's going to show me all different kinds of saved searches I have. So I can easily come over here and say, oh, I want to see all the people who could help in blogging, and search. And it's already set it up for me. So if I'm on a regular basis, there's specific people I'm looking for, then I run the search, every week or so, and I'll see if there's anybody new. Okay. So I'm just going to see real quick if we have any questions. And by the way, if you have questions as we're going, just go ahead and type them in the question box, and I will be paying attention to that as we go. All right. So that's your new user bit. The other thing we have for new users is on the home page here, when you log in, there's a dashboard, and on the dashboard we have news. And if you click this, created a group of quick tutorials, that'll take you over to a site on YouTube where I've got 6 different videos on creating your profile, why we did this, how you navigate, how you search, how you make connections, and finding skills. They're 2-minute tips. They're very, very quick and easy to watch. So if you, that's a great way to get some extra information if you get lost. The other thing is on the dashboard, this is where you can look at anything that's going on in the network. I have mine set, you can change it. I have mine set to show me people who've recently updated their profiles, okay? And the reason I do that, now see, my name shows up there because I just changed my words. Then here we have Lisa. So if we look at Lisa, if we find out she just signed up just recently, and we see what we have in common with her. There we go. She's filled out those questions. So this is interesting. Her favorite educator, John Dewey, the way children learn the best, just a tremendous amount of information, including the talk to me about words that will help you decide whether you want to make a connection with her. If you do, click send message. And now what this will do is, I wanted to talk a little bit about the email real quickly. This, you can send a message to Lisa, put in the subject, and you can style it. You can make it, words large and color, all of that kind of thing. You can put in links, and you can also send a video mail. When Lisa gets this message from me, it's going to go in her regular email box, wherever that is, at school, at home, whatever she has set up in her profile. And she can reply to that email right from her phone or her desk or wherever without having to come and log in. If you do log in and you want to do your mail, over here it says Message Center. Click that, and you've got an inbox, and you'll see all of your message in your inbox. You'll also see all of your sent messages. I do a lot of mailing. I'm, the ambassador, so I like to welcome people, and that's how you find that. Okay, so now today I wanted to show you a couple of interesting things that you would not be able to see on your own because I'm the administrator. I've got access to the back end, and I thought it'd be really interesting for you to get a sense of, there's 2,600 accounts in here. People are spending an average of 30 minutes on the site. They log in, they don't log in a lot. They go in and build their profile and use it kind of quickly. They do spend a lot of time on it. Here's where I want to spend the time, which is on the word selection. So these are the words that the top 40 words that were picked in all the categories. So when I look at this, I'll see technology. That makes sense. This is a very technical community. People can help with integrating technology. Here, this collaboration is both the thing they can help with and their interests. Over 600 users in each one of those. Teachers have been around a while, so quite a number of years. They're interested in creativity. They're 5th to 8th grade teachers generally. So you can see we learn a lot. Now, I then go on to say this is in the I can help with. This is fascinating because these are all the words that we have in there. So I can help with integrating technology, collaboration, blogging, blended learning, events. That's interesting. So if you were looking for, now that now that I know this, if I'm trying to produce an event and maybe it's my first one, but knowing that teachers are quite experienced on this is probably not your first one, but you could go find someone who could help you. Now, if we look at the I would like help with, this is pretty interesting because we see a huge list because people really need help. And I love this part of the network. Integrating technology. Interesting that there are 384 people who need help. And what did we see? That there were 600 people, over 600 people who said they could help with the network. So that was pretty good. I'm going to go do a question check over here, and then finally on interest. So we see all the interest. And what I love to do is I like to learn and come down and see what people didn't pick, right? So only 12 people picked supernatural paranormal phenomenon, but there's also just not a lot. When we look at the higher picked number, meditation and yoga, quite a bit, media creation, quite a bit, neuroscience is up there, invention, online professional development. Now, that the thing we learned on the I would like help with, which one was it? Was integrating technology. That's the number one thing. This is really interesting. And I don't know that I showed this last week, but I'm going to show it again. So if I come down here and I say, I can help with integrating, coming down here, integrating technology in the classroom, and I would like help with integrating technology in the classroom. So someone who's picked both words, can anybody guess how many people picked both? I'm not sure. Huh, interesting. 201 people picked both. Now, I would ask you why you think that is. I think the answer is that people who are self-aware enough to know that they, need help or are on a path and could help with others, know that they are constantly learning and can need help with that as well. I think this is fascinating. It was something I learned about this network very early on, how people, and you can almost do that with every word. Now, what I like about this is that if this is something that's really important to you, then finding out who your best match is, in this case, Angela. Angela might be a really good person for me to reach out to because I want to work on building a personal learning network. So the reason I say personal learning network is I was looking at the data this morning, and the other piece of information we have is every single question that's asked is all stored here so that we can use this to better serve you, and we share this information with the Connected Educator organizers. And I was looking at the one as my favorite connected activity. I thought it was really interesting that 41% of the people answered this question, which is really, really good, shows really high engagement. And if we roll over this, we find out that the largest one, 18%, is Twitter and online chats. But then we look at these other ones, blogging, reading, commenting on blogs. But then I saw this and I thought, 12% personal learning networks, which suggests to me that that might be a good thing for me to teach you how to do. And then the other one was collaborative projects. So let's investigate that a little bit. So if I'm looking to create a personal learning network, one of the things that I might do is just go in and say, okay, I'm going to just kind of look at the people. In fact, I might even add to that search because I want to find someone possibly just in California or other state, whatever. I live in California, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go United States and California. So now I'm trying to whittle this down. I don't want to have 200 people in my personal learning network, but there's 19. That's pretty good. And if I look at the map, I can see, there's someone way up here in Modoc. So what I can do is simply go in and ask these people, I'd love to start a little personal learning network with you. In fact, I might even come in and add to that if I am a computer science. I'm going to see how many of those 19 are doing computer science. Interesting, just one. So there you go, my personal learning network of one person. Now, you might want to have more than that. So you can go back to advanced search and turn that off or add more. Then once you've found that person, let's say it's Sean, I take and add them as a contact. What that did was that put Sean over here in my contact list. So I don't have to go searching for him all the time. He's going to be right there in my list. Okay. And I can pick him up anytime and go ahead and send him a message. I can click mail. I can go all those kinds of things there and start a conversation with him. In fact, I like putting the picture up so I can look at the person while I'm talking to them. Okay. And the last thing I want to show you is, again, going back to that back end and using the information. I saw that the other one was collaborative projects. And some of the stories I've heard for the past couple of years was how teachers met similar teachers in other countries and then got their classrooms talking to one another. And you've heard of really interesting examples of that and thought maybe, God, how would I do that if I were wanting to find someone like that? So let's go back to home, and we'll go back to our search, and I'm going to reset my search. So again, what I'm going to do is I want a collaborative project. So I probably want to find a teacher with the same grade level I'm at, and possibly, let's say we'll go general science. And I'm looking for someone who's interested in collaboration, right? That would be probably pretty good. And let's just see what we find in that regard. Okay. Now it's going to show us, interesting, 9 of them. So I'll go to the map and I'll say, oh, look, great. So here's Sheldon, who's in Jakarta. Now, I don't know if that's too far away or not, depending on how you set things up or where you are, how many hours difference there are. But maybe it's just someone on the other side of the United States. So really, really easy way to find people very, very quickly. So that's how you would find someone to maybe do a collaboration with. And we talked about personal learning networks, email, and I showed you the whole back end. So I'm at my 20 minutes, but I do have time to take a couple of questions. So if you've got a question, you can go ahead and type it in the question area, and I'll do my best to answer it. And I go to Karen and ask Karen if you learned anything, if there was anything new that you saw today. By the way, I will be posting this, the recording of this, and so it's up there for people. Oh, great, Karen, thank you very much. Yeah, so what Karen says is she loved seeing how to whittle down the searches. My experience is that I start big and work small. So I start with, the largest thing, and by the way, one of the deals what I didn't show was so let's reset this. So if I'm looking for 5th, 8th grade teachers, I can actually limit that to 50. So just show me 50 results. And this is a great way to keep things limited very, very easily as well. Because I mean, what am I going to do with 1,000 results? We've got 2,600 teachers in there. I can't really do anything with that. I'm trying to get it down to 5. And Karen, being able to target in a potential collaborators, right? Interesting enough, Karen, I hadn't thought about showing that until I looked at the back end, and I found out that that was something important for teachers and something important to the users. One of the things that I love about this technology is how it gives us information about an audience that we just did not know before, and there was no way. For instance, we didn't know. If I go to the tag view here, I can see of those 50 people, these are all the things that are important to those 50 people, and I could see that just in a glance. So it's very, very, very easy. So, and oh, hi, Nick, how are you? Is there sufficient participating number of educators based in Europe? I don't know if it's sufficient. I do know that we're in 70 different countries, which amazed everybody last year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, I'm going to reset my search, and I'm just going to look at all users. I could go in and do that field where I picked specific countries, but let's just see the top 1,000 users. Of course, it's started in the United States, and this network has grown over years, but there's quite a few teachers there to pick from. So I think we're doing pretty well in that. I think Asia is pretty good, India is pretty good, but you can get specific. So if I want to go and let's say look at United Kingdom, I'll just go over this real quick. We go back to field, I add a field, select the one that I want to look for. So I'm going to go to country, and I'm going to go down here to United Kingdom and find that. And by the way, what's interesting is this will also pick all the cities, states, etc., or rather not cities, the provinces or whatever regions in an area. Let's go search. So this is now going to show me just the UK, and look at that. There's 22. That's pretty good. And let's see if I have another question here. Okay, let's keep coming down. Hold on a second. There you go. And I work with pre-service teachers, and I'm excited to introduce. Oh, Karen, thank you so much. This tool is meant to be up and used year long. It's a free resource, so send them to connectededucators.org, and they can click on the edConnectr button. And the more the merrier. I'd love to see 20,000 teachers in here. And Nick, thank you very much. So everybody, this is Mark Sylvester logging out. We're going to do another one of these webinars next Wednesday, the same time. So Karen, you might want to invite others to come sit on the webinar then, okay? So let me see if there's one last question. That would be great. Yeah, cool. Let's see. I want to make sure we got everything. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Mark Sylvester signing off from edConnectr. Bye-bye.